Ayan. Okay, so kapag sinabi motor, di ba? So from electrical to mechanical. So ayan. So ibig sabihin from electrical magkakaroon tayo ng supply. Okay? So AC motor ibig sabihin AC supply yung ating gagamitin. Okay? So mapapansin nyo kanina doon sa video, so yung ating motor is sinuplayan natin ng AC current, 'di ba? So anong nangyari doon sa coil? So nakapag-produce siya ng magnetic field. Okay, so balayan natin. So once na-supply natin siya ng coil, ng ano, ng current. So let's say ito 'yon. Ayan.
If you compare these three instances, magnetic field is known
Ayan.
as the
So
synchronous.
ito 'yon. So itong mga wire na yan, so yan yung sa stator natin o stator winding. So once na nag-supply tayo dyan ng current, so makakapag-produce po tayo ng magnetic field. Ito, rotating magnetic field. Okay? Ito yon yung may arrow. Ayan, pabilog. Okay? Then, yung rotating magnetic field na yan is hindi siya electrically connected kay rotor. So, ibig sabihin, walang physical contact, o sorry, yung ating stator sa ating rotor. Okay? Walang direct na contact. Okay? So, yung nagpapaikot sa mismong rotor natin is itong rotating magnetic field. Okay? So, tatandaan na walang physical contact o walang electrically contact si rotor kay stator. Okay? So, nagpapaikot po again is si rotating magnetic field. Okay? So, ayan yung concept ni ni AC motor. Okay? So, ayan. So, dito pinapakita lang yung mga direction ng currents.
Inside an
Okay?
induction
So,
motor,
balikan
as
natin.
in the previous case, current
Yeah.
will be induced in
So,
the bars of the squirrel cage, which is
yan. So, itong type of rotor is the squirrel cage. Tinawag siyang squirrel cage kasi kung mapapansin natin yung kanyang itsura, para siya yung squirrel cage talaga, 'di ba? Kung saan yung tumatakbo yung mga squirrel. Okay, so ayan 'yon. Okay? So, ayan. So, once na sinuplayan natin yung sa stator winding, so makakapag-produce siya ng ayan, so rotating magnetic field.
is shorted by end rings, so the rotor will start to rotate.
Ayan.
That's why the motor is called an induction motor. Electricity is induced on the
Ayan. So, sinabi dyan, so kaya siya tinawag na induction motor kasi yung concept o yung parameters na ginagamit to rotate yung rotor natin is by induction. Unlike do sa DC motor natin, so ginagamit natin is by conduction. So sa induction motor is by induction. Pag sinabing induction, wala talagang electrical contact between the stator and the rotor. Okay? So yan.
rotor with help of electromagnetic induction rather than direct connection. To aid such electromagnetic induction, insulated iron core lamina are packed inside the rotor. Such small sizes of iron make sure the eddy current losses are minimum. You
Yan.
can
So yung mga sinasabing laminated core, tatandaan nyo, halimbawa sa mga objective type question, pag sinabing laminated core, mas familiar dito sa transformer eh. Pag mga laminated core, so doon papasok si eddy current loss. Okay? So para ma-minimize natin yung ganong loss. So kapag mga magnetizing, so tawag naman natin is the hysteresis loss. Okay? So tandaan nyo yung mga term.
see that the induction motor has a big advantage. It is inherently self-starting. As you can see, both the magnetic field and rotor are rotating. But at what speed will the rotor rotate? To obtain the answer to this question, let's consider different cases. Consider a case where the rotor speed is the same as that of the magnetic field. Due to the fact that both are rotating at the same speed, the magnetic field will never cut the loop. Thus, there will not be any induced EMF and current.
Okay, so binanggit naman, di ba? So sinabi dyan, so may dalawa tayong tinatawag na speed dyan. Okay, sa motor. So isa tinatawag natin na synchronous speed. Okay, so yung ating designation dito is NS kapag synchronous speed. So yung isa is the rotor speed. Itong rotor speed is NR. Okay? So yung synchronous speed, sinasabi kanina, di ba? So parang siya yung rotating magnetic field. So ibig sabihin, ito yung speed ng magnetic field natin. Then itong rotor speed, ito po yung mismong rotation ng mismong rotor o nung shafting. Kaya kung mabalikan natin, itong part na to, itong rotating magnetic field, yan po yung NS. Yan yung sinasabi doon na NS. Okay? So, yung ating rotor, itong mismong shafting. O itong mismong rotor natin. So, ibig sabihin, ang output na speed natin is yung NR. Kasi dito nakakabit yung ating rotor. Di ba? So, tatandaan na kapag sinabing NS, yun po yung speed ng ating rotating magnetic field. Pag yung NR, ito yung speed ng rotor. Okay? So, ayan. So, sinabi din kanina dyan, if nag-equal yung ating synchronous speed o yung ating rotating magnetic field speed, kapag nag-equal daw siya sa NR, ano mangyayari? Okay? So, binanggit dyan na wala tayong magiging induced EMF. Sorry. Wala tayong induced EMF o yung ating ah, EB. Okay? Tapos yung current natin is also zero. Okay? Kaya sa induction motor, si NS is hindi nag-equal kay NR. Okay? So, tatandaan na yung ating NS o yung ating speed ng rotating magnetic field is always greater than NR. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, mas malaki yung magiging value ng ating rotating magnetic field speed sa rotor speed. Okay? Kasi sa tunay na buhay naman talaga, hindi nag-aabot yung kanilang speed. Okay? So yung difference between the synchronous speed sa yung rotor speed naman is sobrang liit lang na value. Okay? So tinatawag din natin na slip speed yung difference. Okay? So yung difference ni synchronous speed tsaka ni rotor speed. Okay? So tatanda, slip speed NS minus NR. Okay? So ayan, so itong slip speed na to, sobrang liit ang value niyan. Okay? Then meron pa isang term tayo na kailangan tandaan for the induction motor. So yung tinatawag naman natin na slip. Okay? So by formula, sa slip natin is equals to, so yung slip speed natin divided by the synchronous speed. Okay? So times 100%. Okay? So pwede naka-percentage, pwede naka-decimal siya. Okay? Ito again, slip speed. Difference nung NS saka NR. Pag sinabi namang slip, percentage to. Okay? Percentage o naka-decimal. Okay? So ayan po yung kailangan yung tandaan na formula dito sa induction motor. Okay? So same pa din naman yung formula natin sa frequency kasi meron diyang speed, di ba? So frequency natin, so let's say frequency natin sa stator, so we have Pn, di ba? So speed natin dito is sa stator, okay? Over 120. So kapag sa rotor naman, so we have, uy, wag niyong sulatan. So we have Fr is equals to, so P, ang speed natin is NR, so divided by 120. Okay? So tingnan nyo na lang yung dalawang speed. Okay? So dito may nadagdag guys, kung i-compare natin sa DC motor. Okay? So yung speed ng synchronous o ng rotating magnetic field, tsaka ng rotor. Okay? So, ayan yung kailangan yung tandaan. Okay? So, ayan. So, try to example. So, what is the synchronous speed in RPM of a 4-pole 50-cycle induction motor? And isa pa pala guys, so tatandaan nyo, Di ba sa mga motor, yung nasa nameplate o na speed is yung po yung ating motor speed. Motor o rotor speed. Okay, yung mga nasa nameplate. So sir, paano namin malalaman yung magiging synchronous speed niya? So given naman siguro yung doon, frequency tsaka yung number of poles, so doon nyo lang mababase. Okay, parang kukumpitin natin. Pero again, yung output doon o yung kung ano naka-indicate doon sa nameplate ng motor, ang tawag po natin doon is mga rotor speed. Okay? So ayan. So by formula, so ito direct substitution lang naman. So synchronous speed ang pinapahanap sa atin. So we have NS. So we have 120 F over P. Di ba? So we have, oh, i-upload to, i-upload. Okay, so we have 120 F over P. So we have 120. So multiply by the frequency, so 50. So divided by the number of pole. Okay? Okay. So we have 120 times 50 over 4. Yeah. So we have 1.5. Ayan. So ito yung magiging sagot natin. Okay? So yeah, so yan, napakasimple pa, di ba? So next. So a three-phase, six-pole induction motor is rated 220 volts and 1,765 RPM and 80% power factor. So what is the percent slip? Okay? So by formula, di ba, yung ating slip is binagay ko. So we have NS minus NR over NS. Okay? So times 100%. So by the given value, so ano sir itong 1765 RPM? Okay? So yung 1765 RPM, so yan po yung ating rotor speed. So parang siya yung nasa nameplate. So sir, paano natin makukuha yung ating synchronous speed, yung NS? So given naman yung number of pole, so again, kapag hindi naman given yung frequency, i-assume natin na yung frequency is at 60 Hertz. Okay? So, ayan. So, from this, kunin muna natin si NS. Okay? So, by formula, so NS equals to, so 120F. So, again, assume 60 divided by 6. Okay? So, cancel yung 6. So, 10. Okay? So, 10. So, 120 times 10. So, we have 12. 1,200 RPM. Okay? So from this, substitute natin dito sa ating original equation of formula. So we have 1,200 RPM minus 1,765 divided by 12. So percent na sinasabi. So times 100%. Okay? So from this, so ano magiging percent slip natin? So we have 12 minus 1,760. Bah, sorry, mali. Ba't 12 lang yung nilagay ko doon? 1,265 to. 1,265. 1,165. Mas malaki, sorry. 1,1 to 1,1. 6 pole. Lang ah. Okay, so 1,165 to, sorry. 1,165. Okay? So tatandaan na hindi pwedeng maging malaki yung ating rotor speed sa synchronous speed. Okay? So 1,1. So divided by 1,2. So times 100%. So we have 2.92. So we have 2.9167%. Okay, so ito yung magiging slip natin. Okay? So, ayan. So mapapansin nyo din dito na halimbawa sa mga problems nga, walang binigay na frequency. Actually, kahit dito, alam nyo natin kung ano yung magiging synchronous speed Okay, kung familiar na kung nakapag-practice kayo ng mga madaming problems, kalimitan sa synchronous speed is divisible by 100. Okay, kalimitan ganon. Okay, so 12, 14, 18, 15, ba? So yan, kaya dito, kung ba sa mga board exam, kung kabisado nyo na yan, 1165 yung ating rotor speed. So automatic, kahit di nyo na-computein yung NS, automatic 12 yung magiging value niya. Okay? So, o kaya, halimbawa, nalilito kayo kung paano kukunin yung NS. Okay? So, again, mag-a-assume tayo na magiging frequency if hindi given. Okay? So, kapag baligtad naman, halimbawa, given is frequency. Okay, let's say 60. Okay, assume natin na 60 talaga to. Tapos wala yung number of pole. Okay, kapag ganun naman, assume nyo na yung NS is equals to NR. Okay? Then, lagay nyo sa formula. Ang mangyayari, halimbawa, sa ganyan. So, we have, ano yung magiging number of pole? Okay? So, we have P equals to, so, 120, ano ba to? PN. F equals to Pn over 120. So, we have 120F over N. Ayan. So, ayan. So, dito, i-assume natin na yung ating NS equals to NR. Okay? So, substitute natin. So, 120 times 60 over NR. So, 1165. Okay? Automatic ito, hindi magsasakto. Okay? So, we have 120 times 60 over 1165. So, ano sagot natin? So, 6.18. And alam naman natin, yung number of pole is lagi dapat na whole number. Hindi lang siya basta whole number, dapat siya is even number o divisible by 2. Okay? So kapag yung ganyan naging ano natin, nakuha sa number of pole, idadrop lang natin yung decimal. So kukulang natin whole number, so 6. So assume natin na yung ating number of pole is 6. Kaya from this, pwede natin makuha yung kanyang NS. Okay, NS equals to 120F. Okay? Sorry, 120 times the frequency. So 60. Ayan. So 120F over 6. Ayan. So tingnan natin. So we have 120 times 60 over 6. So we have 1,200. Okay? So ito yung magiging synchronous speed natin. Okay? Yun naman is kapag hindi given yung number of pole. Okay? So tatandaan nyo laging malapit dun sa rotor speed yung ating synchronous speed, yung NS. Okay? Kaya kalimitan yung ating slip percentage is kalimitan naglalaro lang siya from 2% to 1% to 6%. Diyan naglalaro yung ating slip percentage. Okay? So, ayan yung mga technique na kailangan yung tandaan. Okay? Kung walang frequency, assume na 60. Kapag number of pole naman, so kunin natin, assume natin yung NS equals to NR. Okay? Then, for sure, ito is may decimal, idadrop lang natin yung decimal. Make sure lang yung number of pole natin is even numbers. Okay? So, ayan. Okay? So, ayan. So, next. So, the nameplate speed of a 60 Hz induction motor is 1165 RPM. If the no load is 1178 RPM, what is the speed regulation? Okay, so by formula, di ba? So, yung ating percent speed regulation is equals to the no load speed minus the full load speed all over the full load speed. Okay, so multiply by 100%. So yung no load speed, so given naman, So, itong 1165 RPM, again, ito po yung rotor speed natin. Kapag rotor speed, siya yung ating full load speed din. Okay, so ito yung magiging full load speed natin. So, by substituting to the formula, so we have 1178 minus, so 1165. So, divided by 1165. So, times 100%. Okay? So, ano natin? Calcu. So, 1178 minus 1165 divided by 1165. So, times 100%. So, we have 1.1159. So, ito yung magiging final answer natin. Okay? So, ayan. So, may isa pang concept, di ba? So, yung binanggit ko din kanina, ilagay ko na yun sa AC motor. So, we have two kinds. So, we have yung synchronous motor, tsaka yung asynchronous. And alam natin, pag sinabing asynchronous, yun po yung induction motor natin. Okay? So, doon sa synchronous motor naman, so bibihira kasi siyang lumabas din sa mga board exam questions. Okay? So, more on induction motor talaga. Okay? Ang concept naman ni synchronous motor, so para saan ba siya? Okay, so we have synchronous motor. Okay? So, si synchronous motor is another device na ginagamit natin for power factor correction. So, sa AC circuits, ano ba yung device o ano ba yung component natin na ginagamit para sa power factor correction? Okay? So, pa-comment kung alam. Sa circuits, ano yung ginagamit natin na component for power factor correction?
Capacitor po, sir.
Capacitor po. Okay, so tama. Capacitor. Pero sa machine, so itong synchronous motor is pwede natin gamitin as one of the device to reduce the to increase the power factor. Okay? So si synchronous motor kasi ang isang ano niya, characteristic is pwede siyang maging leading o kaya lagging yung power factor. Nakadepende na lang yung kanya magiging um tag doon, yung kanyang magiging function sa power factor ng mismong load natin. Let's say yung ating load is overexciting o overexcited. Okay? So, kapag yung load natin is overexcited, so ibig sabihin, yung power factor natin sa load is leading. Okay? Meron underexcited. Pag underexcited, lagging. Okay? So, sige, lagay ko. So, kapag overexcited, so leading yung power factor natin sa load. Kapag underexcited, so lagging. Okay? So kung yung load natin is leading, overexcited siya, so SL will be equal to, so we have, so let's say P, so plus JQ. Okay? So yan. So kung positive yung ating reactance, di ba? So para ma-reduce yung power factor natin, ang ating objective is ma-reduce dapat yung ating reactive power. Di ba? So, kagaya doon sa ating AC circuits, di ba? So, kung ang mga load natin sa mga motor, so mga inductive. So, ibig sabihin, mga positive yung ating reactive power. Okay? So, kailangan natin ng mag-oppose doon. Okay? So, para mabawasan ang reactive power natin, naglalagay tayo ng capacitor. Okay? So, dito, synchronous motor naman. So, again, si synchronous motor, nakadepende sa kanyang paggagamitan. So, assume natin dito na overexcited yung ating load. So, ibig sabihin, ang kailangan natin na synchronous motor is yung magre-reduce sa ating reactive power. So, we have, let's say, sa synchronous motor, so we have PM. So, para ma-reduce to, so we have negative J, Q. Okay? So, ayan dapat yung maging equation natin sa synchronous motor. Kasi i-reduce natin itong Q. Okay? So, ano ba yung purpose niya, di ba? So, di ba sa power factor, so we have cosine theta. Okay? Kung isipin natin, ang cosine 0 is unity in power factor. And cosine 90 is 0. So, ibig sabihin, ang ating objective is mapababa dapat yung power factor angle. Kasi mapapansin natin, kapag bumababa yung power factor angle, yung ating power factor tumataas. Okay? So, ayan. So, para mapababa natin yung power factor angle, bababaan natin dapat yung reactive power. Okay? So, ayan. So, from this, di ba, kapag maglalagay tayo ng synchronous motor, okay, sa isang electrical system, nakaparallel lang naman yan. So, ibig sabihin, kapag kukunin natin yung total na power, kapag maglalagay tayo ng synchronous motor as our power factor corrector, so we have P plus JQ. So, plus, so let's say PL na to sa load. Ayan. So, plus PM sa synchronous motor minus JQ kay QM. Okay? So, from this, kapag kukunin natin yung real part, sa real part, then imaginary to imaginary, so we have power, real power sa load plus real power sa motor plus J, yung ating reactive sa load minus reactive natin sa synchronous motor. So, from this, mapapansin natin, mababawas ng reactive power. So, kapag nabawas yung reactive power, for sure, bababa yung ating power factor angle. Kapag bumaba yung power factor angle, tataas yung power factor. Okay? Ang disadvantage lang, kapag synchronous motor yung ginamit natin sa, sa power factor correction, ano yung napapansin nyo guys sa equation natin? Unlike sa, sa, tag doon, sa capacitor. Kapag capacitor lang. Any idea? Kapag synchronous motor, mapapansin natin, lumalaki yung ating real power. Unlike kasi doon sa capacitor, di ba? Ang binabago lang talaga natin doon is yung reactive power. Di ba? Wala na tayo ditong P. So, ibig sabihin, tumataas yung ating power consumption kapag synchronous motor. Pero kahit tumaas naman yung ating power consumption, ay motor naman siya, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, pwede natin siya magamit sa ibang paraan. Okay, kung sa motor, di ba? Kung synchronous, ako may ginagamit tayong synchronous motor, pwedeng gamitin natin siya sa pump, di ba? So, kasi mechanical device siya eh. Di ba? So, yun nga lang, tumataas yung power consumption natin. Unlike, again, kapag capacitor lang, so, di ba? So, yung maging S natin is yung power sa load. Di ba? Kung matatandaan nyo, plus J. So, yung QL minus QC pa nilalagay natin dyan eh. Di ba? Yung QC is yung reactive power ng capacitor. Okay? So, ayan po yon. Yan yung concept ng synchronous motor. Okay? So, isa siyang device na ginagamit natin for power factor correction. Okay? Disadvantage, mas malaki lang yung nagiging consumption compare sa capacitor lamang. Okay? So, ayan. So, next. Ayan. So, at what speed will a 12-pole 60 Hz induction motor will operate if the slip is 0.06? Okay? So, ayan. Ano daw yung speed na mag-ooperate kapag given yung ganong speed? Okay? So, from this, so by formula, di ba? So, kailangan natin makuha dito is yung NR. So, yung formula natin is simply S equals to NS minus NR over NS. So, yung NS, given naman yung number of pole, tsaka yung frequency. So, pwede natin makuha. So, i-derive natin itong equation, gamitan natin ng konting mathematical, expression para makuha natin si NR directly. Pero ito, kung tutusin, pwede naman na. Okay, ang gagawin natin, shift solve, di ba? Pero gawin natin para mas mabilis, i-derive natin para diretso na sa pagkuha ng NR. Okay? So, from this, so cross multiply. So, NS equals to NS minus NR. So, lipat ko sa kabila yung NR para maging positive. Then, lipat ko tong SNS sa right side. So, we have NR equals to NS minus SNS. Okay? Factor out natin yung NS. So, NR pala natin is simply equal to NS multiplied by 1 minus S. Okay? Ito na yung direct formula natin. Okay? Pero kung kukuha pa natin direct formula, kapag given is the number of pole at saka yung frequency, so pwede natin sabihin, NR equals to, substitute natin value of NS, which is, so we have 120F over P, ay, para diretso na. Okay, multiply by 1 minus S. Okay? So, ayan. So, from this, so we have 120 multiplied by the frequency. Supply frequency, so we have 60 over the number of pole, 12. Okay, so dami number of poles. So kapag madaming number of poles, di ba, mas mabigat. Mas babagal yon, di ba? So we have multiply by 1 minus S. So we have 0.06. Ayan. So we have 120 times 60 divided by 12. So multiply by 1 minus, 0.06. So we have 564 RPM. Okay, so ito yung magiging final answer natin. Okay? So, ayan. So, yan. So, what is the speed of an induction motor of 8 pole if the percent slip is 3.5%? So, speed daw ng induction motor. Okay? So, NR pa din yon. Okay? So, ayan. So, number of pole lang yung given. Wala tayong given na supply frequency. Okay? So, again, kapag di given supply frequency, assume na 60. Okay? So, by formula na na-derive natin, NR is equals to 120F. So, F, lagay ko na. Over the number of pole multiplied by 1 minus S. Okay? So, we have, so 120 multiplied by 60 divided by 8. Okay, 1 minus, so in terms of decimal, so we have 0.035. Okay? So, baguhin ko na lang to. 0.035. 8. Okay? So, we have 868.5. Okay, so ito yung magiging final answer natin. Okay? So, ayan. Yeah. So, next. So, the speed of an induction motor is 1,180 RPM. So, what is the frequency of the rotor current? Okay? So, frequency ang tinutukoy dyan. So, given tayo ng speed ng induction motor mismo. Okay? So, ito yung ating NR. Ang problema, wala. Paano natin makukuha yung rotor frequency? Okay? So, the concept behind do sa ating induction motor. Sige, lagyan muna natin ng discussion pa. Okay? So, sinasabi doon, di ba? Let's say, bubuhayin natin yung AC motor. So, at starting, okay? Sa ibang book, ang ginagamit sa term na starting is standstill. So, wait lang. Okay, so yan. So again, sa ibang book, ang tawag sa starting condition is standstill. So ano bang meron sa rotor natin kapag standstill siya o at starting? So ibig sabihin, hindi pa umiikot yung rotor. So sa madaling salita, yung ating rotor speed is equals to 0. Okay? So yan. So kapag yung rotor speed natin is equals to 0, ano mangyayari sa slip? Tingnan natin. So S equals to NS minus NR over NS. Kung 0 yung NR natin, so ibig sabihin slip natin is 1. Okay? So, ayan. So, para mas maintindihan natin. Okay? And tatandaan, kung mapapansin nyo doon sa video na pina-upload ko sa inyo kanina, at starting condition, kung hindi pa umiikot yung rotor natin, yung ating induction motor is para siyang rotating transformer. Okay? Para siyang transformer. Okay? So, kung matatandaan yung concept ni transformer, di ba? So, isang machine na nagko-convert ng energy from higher value to lower o lower to higher. Okay? So, ayun, without any electrical contact. Okay? And alam natin, di ba? Binanggit din natin kanina na induction motor is walang electrical contact from stator papuntang rotor. So, umiikot lang yung rotor natin by means of induction. Okay? Yung napoproduce natin na magnetic field. Same siya sa transformer. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, at starting, yung induction motor natin is parang papunction as transformer. Okay? So, ayun. So, by formula, di ba, kapag kukuhin natin, let's say, yung voltage muna. Okay? Kapag starting, okay, so yung voltage natin sa transformer is anong value? Okay? So, yung generated voltage natin, so yung voltage natin sa transformer, okay, so we have E equals to, so almost same siya nung sa, ano, sa generator, di ba? Ang pinagkaiba lang is wala siyang mga winding factor, yung KP/KD. Di ba? So, we have 4.44 phon. Di ba? Ayan. Okay? Pero dito, syempre, at starting, so we have ES, so ito, FS. Okay? So, ayan yung ating formula. Okay? Kapag starting. Okay? So, kapag running na siya at running condition, ibig sabihin, umiikot na yung rotor natin. So, ibig sabihin, yung ating rotor speed is not equal to 0. Okay? So, ano mangyayari sa ating frequency? Okay? So, yung frequency natin is, okay? So, yung magiging frequency natin dito is magiging FR kasi at running na siya eh. So, by formula, so yung ating voltage sa rotor is equals to, so yeah, so 4.44, kaya multiply by the frequency plus tsaka yung ating um, N, okay, per phase. Okay, number of turns natin per phase. So, pero dito yung ating frequency is rotor frequency na. Okay? So, from this, so magkakaroon tayo ng comparison. So, by ano kasi, by the concept, okay? So, yung ating ano kasi, agaw doon, yung ating rotor frequency, kapag kukuha natin yung equation, is simply equal to the slip multiplied by the synchronous frequency o yung ating frequency at starting. Okay? So kaya kapag isa-substitute natin dito sa equation natin itong ating equation ng frequency, so we have ER is equals to 4.44 FR natin is slip multiplied by the starting frequency plus then the nating number of turns per phase. Okay? So mapapansin natin dito, itong 4.44 Fs flux multiplied by N, meron din dito. Ang mababago lang sa atin is magkaroon lang tayo ng S. Okay? So ibig sabihin pala, kapag isa-substitute ko itong ES dito, so yung ating rotor voltage is equals to, ilabas ko itong S. So yung 4.44 Fs then flux saka yung ating number of turns is voltage natin at starting. Okay? So ibig sabihin, pwede natin itong maging comparison. Okay? Sa frequency, ito naman. Okay? So, meron pang isang parameters na pwede tayong gamitan ng ng frequency, which is yung ating tawag doon, reactance. Okay? Kasi yung reactance natin, nakadepende din yung value niya sa magiging value of frequency. So, by formula, di ba? So, let's say, yung ating reactance at starting, so we have 2 pi Fs. Okay? Multiplied by the inductance. Okay? So, at running condition, so we have XR. So, we have 2 pi Fs. Again, Fs natin is, FR to. FR to. FR multiplied by the inductance. So, substitute natin yung value of FR again. So, we have SFS. We have 2 pi multiplied by SFS multiplied by the inductance. So, itong part na to, ito din yon. Wala lang yung S. Kaya kung sa-substitute ko, so we have XR is equals to, labas ko yung S. So, S multiplied by XS. So, ito, pwede natin gawin na formula pag kukumpitin natin yung rotor reactance naman. Okay? So, yun yung parang comparison natin doon sa ating starting value to rotor value natin. So, in terms of frequency, ayan. Then, kapag voltage, ito naman. Okay? So, try natin dito sa ating problem. So, yan. So, the speed of induction motor is 1,100 RPM. So, what is the frequency of the rotor current? So, binigay ko yung formula, di ba? Yung frequency ng rotor current is, o yung frequency ng rotor is S multiplied by the starting o synchronous frequency. Pero ang given lang sa atin is the rotor speed. So, from this, kapag kukuha natin si S, so wala tayong value of NS. So, sinabi ko nga na ito dapat malapit lang yung magiging NS. Okay, sa NR. Okay? Kaya dito, mag-assume tayo ng value of frequency and also the number of pole. Okay? Pero kung sa mga sanay na, di ba, 1180. Ano yung next higher na dapat divisible by 100? Di ba? Kung divisible by 100, so dapat ito 00. Next higher, so 200, di ba? So 1,200 dapat yan. Okay? Kaya from this, yung NS natin will be 1,200. Okay? So yan. So assume natin, sige, try natin i-solve ng mano-mano pagkuha ng NS. So assume natin na frequency is 60. Okay? So di ba pag kukuha natin number of pole, so NS assume natin equals to NR. Okay? So from this, P is equals to 120 multiplied by the frequency. So we have 60. So divided by the speed, 180. Ayan. So we have 120. So multiply by 60. So divided by 180. So ayan. So we have 6.1. Okay, again drop natin yung decimal. So matitira yung 6. Again 6 is even number. So pwede. Kaya from this pwede natin makompute si NS. So we have 120 multiplied by 60 divided by 6. Okay, so ito cancel, matitira 10. So 120 times 10, so we have 12. Okay? So yan, yung binanggit natin kanina, tama naman, di ba? So by calculation na yan. Okay? Kaya from this, pwede natin makuha si slip. Okay? Slip equals to, so NS, so 1,200 minus 1,180 divided by 1,200. Okay? So we have 1,200. So minus 1,180. So divided by 1,200. Okay? So we have 0.0166. Okay? So 0.01667. Okay? So substitute natin dito kasi meron naman tayong frequency. Ano yung ating Fs? 60. Okay? So we have 0.1667. So multiply by 60. Okay? Maging rotor frequency natin will be equal to times 60. Okay? So yan. So we have 1 Hertz. Okay? Yung magiging rotor frequency natin. Okay? Question. Okay? So sana susundan na. So by formula, so pasuyo. Ayan, yung magiging comparison natin. Okay? So next. So yan. So 6-pole, 50 Hertz, 3-phase induction motor running at 950 RPM. Has a rotor copper loss of 7 kilowatts. Its mechanical power developed is nearest to, ayan. So pag-usapan natin yung magiging power flow. Okay, power flow sa ating induction motor. Okay? O power stages. Power flow ng induction motor. Okay? So by the circuit, di ba? So alam naman natin kapag induction motor, magmumula siya sa supply. Okay? Supply voltage. Okay? Kasi kung ba, isasaksak natin sa AC supply. Ayan. May voltage tayo dyan. So, syempre, dadaan sa wire. So, meron tayo ditong resistance, tsaka reactance. Okay? So, papasok sa ating motor, di ba? So, may mga cordon, di ba? So, doon papasok yung mga iron tsaka magnetic losses. So, assume natin, nandito siya. Okay? Then, may magnetic losses tayo. Yung sa core ng mismong motor. Yan. Okay? Then, ito yung papunta sa ating rotor. Okay? So, paghiwalay muna natin, assume natin na parang ano siya, transformer. Okay? So, kumbaga, ito yung stator part. Okay? Ito yung stator natin. Ayan. Kumbaga, sinupply natin. So, nandyan yung ating resistance, saka inductance. So, ito is yung sa ating core. O sa magnetic core natin. So, let's say RM, saka XM. Ayan. Then, once na nag-supply tayo, papasok na tayo sa rotor. Di ba? So, ayan. So, by, rotating magnetic field. So, ayan. Iikot yung ating rotor. Okay? Then, sinasabi din sa induction motor, yung secondary side niya na parang transformer is short-circuited. Okay? So, sir, saan dyan yung shaft? Di ba? Iikot yun eh. Yung rotor, di ba? Connected sa shaft. So, ibang yon, mechanical part na yon. Pero sa circuit, electrical circuit, hindi na siya kasama. Okay, para mangyayari, meron tayo ditong ayan. Meron tayong shaft. Ayan. Okay? So, yan yung umiikot. So, ito yung let's say ito yung R1 sa stator, X1, R2, X2. Para naman sa rotor. Okay? Para mas maintindihan natin guys yung power flow. Okay? Again, magsisimula tayo dito sa supply. So, yung supply natin magmumula dito sa stator. So, tawag natin doon is stator power input o SPI. Okay. Then, dadalo yung current natin, di ba? Iikot siya. May supply, kasi may wire yon papunta sa ating motor. So, magkakaroon tayo ng losses. Okay, yung losses na yon, ayan, itong ating resistance sa mga cable o sa winding, tsaka dito sa magnetic o sa core natin, meron dito ang resistance. So, ibig sabihin, yung losses natin dito is tinatawag natin na resistance siya, so stator copper loss. Okay? So, then, dadaan din siya dito, di ba? Sa ating magnetic core. So, ang tawag natin dyan is stator iron loss o SIL. Tawagin. Okay? So, kaya dito, dalawa agad yung losses natin. Yung copper loss sa stator, tsaka iron loss sa stator. Okay? So, minsan, stator copper loss plus stator iron loss na tawag doon. Okay? So yan. So once na binawas na natin yung mga losses sa stator, so papasok tayo sa rotor. Okay? So ayan. So by induction, so magta-transfer yung energy natin sa stator papunta sa rotor. So iikot yung ating rotor, di ba? So before umikot siya, so dadaan siya muna sa mga winding. So rotor winding naman 'yon. Okay? So ayan, so dadaan dito sa R2 and X2. Okay? Pero syempre, bago dumaan doon, ano muna yung magiging power natin dito sa rotor? Okay? So nung binawas natin si stator copper loss tsaka yung iron loss, yung energy na mapupunta dito, okay, itatransfer papunta dito sa rotor, di ba? So yung energy na tinatawag diyan is yung energy na nandito is tinatawag natin na rotor power input. Siya na yung input natin papunta sa rotor. Okay? Then again, magta-transfer tayo. So from rotor power input, magkakaroon tayo ng losses. So yung losses na yon, ayan. Ito ang ating copper. So yung tawag naman natin doon is rotor copper loss. Okay? So once na binawas natin yung rotor copper loss do sa ating input, so dito, actually wala siyang resistance na naka-indicate. Pero kapag binawas natin kasi yung ating rotor copper loss sa input is dadaan pa tayo sa rotor power develop. Okay? So, ayan. So, ito yung parang pinakantapos nung electrical. Okay? Kasi dito, shorted na siya eh. Okay? So, ayan. So, once na makuha natin yung rotor power develop, iikot na yung ating rotor, di ba? So, before siya umikot, di ba? So, meron tayong mga losses doon. Yun yung mga friction and windage loss. Okay? Tsaka lang tayo puproceed sa output. So, nasa rotor yung output natin, kaya tatawagin natin siyang rotor power output. Okay? So, ayan po yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng ating power flow. Okay? So, ayan. So, kaya yung efficiency natin, kapag pinapahanap, so efficiency is rotor power output divided by stator power input. Okay? So, times 100%. Okay? So, nasusundan? Any question? So, ayan. So, ayan yon. So, try natin kung iisipin natin, 'di ba? Sa DC, parang nagkaroon lang tayo ng dagdag. Okay? Yung dagdag natin is parang dito sa rotor, 'di ba? Itong part ng rotor. Ayan. Ayan. Hanggang papunta dito sa develop. Okay? Kasi sa sa DC, 'di ba? Wala na tayong rotor. Okay? So, diretso na 'yon, 'di ba? Yung ating power input, 'di ba? Then meron tayong copper loss. Okay? Then diretso tayo sa power develop. The power develops sa mechanical side na tayo, friction windage, then output. So dito may nadagdag itong part na to. Okay? Kunin natin yung relationship ng mga yan. Okay? So, from this, so itong rotor copper loss kasi nakadepende do sa ating resistance, di ba? Dito. So, ibig sabihin, by formula, kapag may dumaan ditong current, kung R2X2 to, assume natin na I2, so ibig sabihin, yung magiging rotor copper loss is simply equal to, so yung current square, okay, so I2 square, so multiply by yung resistance, let's say R2. Okay, so kung 3-phase siya, i-multiply lang natin ng 3. Okay, so yan yung computation natin by RCL. Okay, so tandaan na lang. So, ayan, so kunin natin yung relationship nitong tatlo. Okay, kasi yan yung nadagdag eh. So, derive pa natin yung mga equation. Kunin ko lang tong part na to sa rotor. Kasi yung sa rotor part yung nadagdag eh. Okay? So, ayan. So, from this, so itong part na to, di ba? na transfer natin. So dito may voltage tayo. Okay? So yung voltage na transfer natin, okay, yung binanggit ko kanina para mapapunta sa rotor power input. So meron tayo ditong primary, tsaka dito yung sa rotor. Okay? Ayan. So ito yung sa stator. Okay, stator, then itatransfer natin papuntang rotor. Okay? So yung magiging rotor power natin, again, na yan. Ayan. So ito yung magiging value of rotor voltage pala, sorry. So by formula, di ba? So kung i-compare natin siya dun sa ating um, starting voltage, okay, yung sa E1, so yung drive natin kanina. So yung rotor voltage natin is equals to SES. Okay, parang ito yung magiging comparison natin. Kaya we have ER o yung ating voltage sa rotor is equals to SES. Okay, so yan dadalhin natin dito. So ibig sabihin, ito yung ER natin. So also equals din pala to sa SES. Okay? So, ayan. So, from this, pwede tayo makagawa ng equation. Okay, so we have, so yung ES naman is papunta na dito sa secondary side, di ba? Dito sa ating rotor. So, pwede nating ilagay din na yung ES natin, yun na yung ating E2. S secondary. Okay, so yung voltage din dito is yung E2. Okay? So, ayan. So, to calculate for the current, so by Ohm's law, di ba? So, we have I2 is equals to, so we have E2, sorry, E2, tuloy ER. ER over, so yung ating impedance. Okay? So, by formula, so we have square root of, so R2 plus X2 square. Okay? So, magnitude lang kukunin natin. Okay? Pero, i-correlate natin itong ating mga values sa secondary. Kasi sa secondary, nandun po yung ating rotor. So, ibig sabihin, yung X2 natin, which is, dapat XR to eh. Sorry, ilagay ko na lang XR. XR, para malinaw. Ito, resistance natin sa rotor. Ayan. So, alam naman natin kanina, di ba? Dinerive din natin. Yung ating rotor resistance is equals to S ng XSS. Okay? Yung XS natin dito, assume natin siya yung sa secondary o sa rotor. Kaya ito, lagay natin SX2 na lang para masabi natin na nasa rotor side siya. Okay? So ito, RR na lang para mas malinaw. Ayan. So from this, substitute natin in terms of secondary side. So we have I2 equals to yung ating rotor voltage. Rotor voltage natin is SE2. Ayan. Divided by square root of, so yan, so yung ating resistance, so RR na lang, square plus ito, XR. XR natin is SX2. Okay, X2 quantity square. Okay? So yan. So simplify natin 'to, gamitan natin ng mathematical derivation. Okay? So from this kailangan matanggal natin si S sa numerator. So gawin ko na lang divide ko siya by o multiply ko na lang the denominator and numerator by 1 over S. Ayan. Para dito cancel siya. Okay? So, pero dito sa baba, meron siyang S. Okay? So, mangyayari, so E2 all over, so 1 over S, square root of, so resistance sa rotor square plus S X2 quantity square. Yung S, ipapasok ko sa loob. Okay? Kung sisimplify ko siya, so we have E2 all over, kapag pinasok ko yung S sa loob, so magiging square yun, di ba? Kasi ang square root ng S square is S. So ipapasok ko siya sa mangyayari, so we have square root of RR square all over. So ito magiging S square, di ba? Pinasok lang natin. So plus, so ito, S x2 x square divided by, so pinasok ko sa loob, so S square. Ayan. Pinasok lang natin doon sa loob ng radical. So from this, kung sisimplify natin siya, so we have E2 all over square root of, so ito naka-square na, di ba? Parehas. So we have resistance sa rotor over S, quantity square, plus, so dito, cancel na yung S. Kasi ito, naka-S square. So, cancel yan. So, matitira, X2 square. Okay? So, ito yung magiging equation natin kapag nasa rotor side na tayo. Okay? Kaya dito, mapapansin natin, yung ating impedance is, yan, RR over S saka yung X2. So, pwede ko sabihin na yung aking impedance sa rotor, okay, sa secondary side, so Z2 na ilagay ko, is, so, resistance sa rotor over S plus J X2. Okay? Siya, kinuha ko lang dito para mas malinaw. Okay? So, ayan. So, kung ito yung impedance natin, so, atin lang tong expand. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung resistance pala natin is, yung total resistance natin sa rotor is, ayan. So, we have resistance sa rotor is RR over S. Okay? So, maglalagay ako ng another equation para at least masatisfy natin na makukuha natin yung power develop. Okay? Kasi ang kulang natin dito is yung power develop eh. Paano natin makukuha tong formula na to eh. Okay? So, we have R over S. Gawin ko, dagdagan ko siya ng RR over S din. Okay? Okay? Sorry. RR na lang. Okay, sa resistance natin dito. Plus resistance sa rotor. Okay? So, ito is also equals to resistance sa rotor over S lang. Di ba? So, wala siya pinagbago. Ang ginawa lang natin is an expand. Okay? Para magawa tayo ng another equation. Okay? So, itong part na to, aking i-rearrange. Okay? Kasi itong RR na to, ito yung sa rotor mismo. Itong part na to, yung para sa power develop. Okay? Hindi lang siya kasama sa circuit, pero meron pang sobrang liit na resistance doon. Okay? So, gagawa natin ng equation. Okay? So, itong part na to, simplify natin. So, we have, so, kapag sinimplify ko to, so, ilipat ko na to sa unahan. So, we have R. So, plus. So, mangyayari dito. So, RR minus SRR all over S. Ayan. So, yan din yon, 'di ba? Yan yung equal sa rotor's resistance over S. So, simplify ko ulit. Factorial ko dito yung rotor resistance. So, mangyayari, rotor resistance natin plus. So, rotor resistance. So, multiply by. So, factor out yung R. So, we have 1 minus S over S. Okay? So, ito yung ating rotor resistance over S. So, mapapansin natin, itong RR, again, ito na po yun. Ito na yon sa rotor resistance natin. Itong part na to, na RR multiply by 1 minus S over S, yan po yun sa power develop. Okay? Di ba yung formula natin sa RCL is simply equals to, so 3I2 square multiply by R2. Okay? Yung R2 kasi, ibig sabihin, naka-specify siya sa rotor. Okay? So ito na yon, di ba? So itong RR natin o yung ating R2. Okay? So ibig sabihin, sa power develop, ang magiging equation ko is, so rotor power develop, kasi may resistance ditong dagdag eh. Yan ang magiging resistance natin sa power develop. Okay? So we have, kung 3-phase siya, so we have 3. So ano yung current? So I2 square. So yung RR gawin na nating I2. R2. Okay? Para mas maliwanag. So multiply by yung resistance natin. So we have R2. So multiply by 1 minus S over S. Okay? So ayan yung equation natin kapag rotor power develop. And mapapansin natin, itong part na to is yung ating RCL. So ibig sabihin, RPD is equals to RCL multiplied by 1 minus S over S. Okay? Kung sisimplify natin to, itong equation natin, so distribute na natin yung S dito. So we have RCL over S. Then itong kabila, so S divided by S, so negative 1 times RCL. So minus RCL. Okay? So ayan. So From this, ano yung pwede natin makuha na equation? So, RCL saka RPD pa lang 'to, eh, 'no? So, sige nasaan ba yung ano, isa pa equation. So, para ma-compute natin si RPI, so we have RCL plus RPD. So, ilagay na natin yon. So, we have RPI, another na lang. Yan. So, we have again RPI is equals to, so, RCL plus RPD. Okay? So, kukunin ko yung equation na nakuha ko kanina. So, RPD equals to, so, RCL over S minus RCL. Ayan. So, pwede kong i-compare to dito. So, substitute ko na lang. Okay? So, we have RPI. So, substitute ko to dito. Okay? So, we have rotor power input is equals to, so, RCL plus, so, RPD. RPD natin is ito. So, RCL over S minus RCL. Ayan. So, from this, cancel to. Si RCL. So, sa madaling salita pala, si RCL o rotor copper loss is equals to S ng RPI. Okay? So, ito yung pwede ninyong gamitin na equation. Okay? Kapag given si RPI saka S. Pwede niyo makumpit si rotor copper loss. Okay? So, kunin pa natin yung ibang equation. Okay? So, anong some part ba? So, ito, RPD. So, RPD is equals to RCL. So, multiply by 1 minus S over S. Diba? So, kuha tayo ng another equation dito. So, dito, si RPI, pwede natin sabihin na is equals to RCL over S. Okay? So, ito, another equation. Derive lang. So, dito, mapapansin kasi natin, itong part na to, RCL over S is also equals to RPI. So, ibig sabihin, pwede kong ilagay, so yung ating rotor power develop is equals to RCL over S is rotor power input. Okay, multiply by 1 minus S. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, kapag ang given naman is rotor power input tsaka yung slip, pwede mo makuha sa rotor power develop. Okay? By this direct equation. Okay? So, ayan, dinerive natin yung mga formula. So, medyo mahaba lang, medyo magulo. Pero yan po yung derivation natin para at least kabisado nyo pa din. Di ba? So, ganyan yung nasa book. Okay? So, balikan nyo na lang kung medyo nalilito. Okay? So, yan. So, ito yung mga formula na kailangan nyo tandaan. Ayan. So, para mas mabilis yung sasagot natin sa power flow o doon sa power stages ng induction motor. Okay? So, ayan. So, try to example. So, a 6-pole, 50 Hz, 3-phase induction motor running at 950 RPM has a rotor copper loss of 7 kilowatts. Its mechanical power developed is nearest to, ayan. So, given tayo ng RCL. Okay, which is 7 kilowatts. Okay, ano daw yung ating rotor power develop o mechanical power develop? Okay, yan yung pinapahanap sa atin. Okay? So, may comparison ba tayo ng RCL saka RPD? RCL saka RPD? Wala. Okay? Paano ba natin lagyan to ng ano? Ito pala yung comparison natin, RCL tsaka RPD. Okay? So, kailangan natin is the slip. Okay? So, yan. Sir, yung SIL, paano kunin pag di given yung current do sa IL? Yung SIL, kalimitan constant siya. Parang friction and windage loss lang. Ang tatandaan nyo, yung current sa stator, ang makukumpit nyo lang dun guys is yung copper loss. Pero yung IL, iron loss, constant yon. Okay, so yun. So guys, sa tanong, kapag may mga hindi maintindihan, di ba? Okay sa akin yun. So try tayo. Nasa na yun? So RCL times 1 minus S over S. Okay, para makompute si RPD. Okay, so kailangan natin makuha muna si S. So given is yung ating rotor speed, ito yung NR. So kailangan pala natin makuha is yung NS. So given yung number of pole, given din yung frequency, so pwede natin makompute si NS. So we have 120F divided by the number of pole. Okay? So we have 120 multiplied by 50, so divided by 6. Okay, 1K. Okay? So kaya dito kung nakita nyo 950, kukunin mo yung S, automatic 1,000 yun. Again, divisible by 100. Kalimitan na, hindi lahat. Pero kalimitan talaga, divisible by 100 yung NS. Okay? So yan, so we have S equals to, so 1K minus 950 divided by 1K. Okay? So we have 0.05. 0.05 ba to? Okay, so 0.05. Ayan, so meron tayong value of NS. Okay? So next, kunin natin yung magiging value of power develop. Okay, so by formula, di ba? Diretso na yun. So we have RPD is equals to, so RCL, so multiply by 1 minus S over S. So 7K, so multiply by, so 1 minus 0.05 divided by 0.05. Okay. So you have 7. So multiply by, so 1 minus 0.05 divided by 0.05. Okay, so we have 133. So 7 kilowatts siya, so kilowatts din to. Okay, so ito yung maging rotor power develop natin. Okay? Question. Okay, so sana susundan ha. Dinerive na natin yung formula. Okay? So again, wag masyado magbabase doon sa direct formula lang. So tingnan niyo yung derivation para at least mas kabisado natin. Okay? So next, so we have the rotor of a 3-phase 60 Hz 4-pole induction motor takes 140 kilowatts. Okay, at 5 Hz. Determine the rotor copper loss. So RCL. Okay, ang given is induction motor takes 140 kilowatts. Okay? So anong tong 140 kilowatts? Okay? So ibig sabihin yung rotor takes 140 kilowatts. Ibig sabihin siya yung rotor power input natin. Okay? So yeah, so by formula, di ba? So by formula, so kukunin natin si rotor copper loss. So we have S multiplied by RPI. Okay? Kailangan uli natin S. Okay? Given yung rotor frequency, so given din naman yung ating synchronous frequency na 60, so pwede natin directly makuha si S. Okay? So, yung derivation natin kanina, inyong balikan. Okay? So, S. So, we have FR, so divided by FS. Di ba? So, ang FR kasi natin kanina is SFS. Okay, basta lahat ng rotor, kahit sa reactance, di ba? XR equals to S, XS. Kahit sa voltage, ER equals to S, ES. Di ba? So, same lang yon. So, magkakaiba lang ng parameters, kumbaga. Okay, so we have 5 Hz divided by 60. So, we have 0.083. Okay? So, yan. So, may slip na tayo. So, from this, i-substitute natin dito, then multiply by RPI. RPI natin is 140 kilowatts. So, multiply by 140. So, we have 11.67 kilowatts. Okay? So, ito yung magiging final answer natin. Okay? So, ayan. So, next. So, a 10 HP 3-phase 460 volts, 60 hertz, 6-pole induction motor has a full load speed of 1,120 RPM. Okay? So, the mechanical rotational losses are 500 watts. So, what's the electromagnetic torque? Okay? Yung tinutukoy dito na electromagnetic torque is the power developed. Okay? Yung ating torque sa rotor develop. Okay, so 'di ba dalawa yung pwede nating kunin na torque. Output torque o yung shaft o yung isa is torque develop. So pag sinabi kasing electromagnetic torque, ito yung ating develop torque. Ayan. O torque develop. Okay, pag sinabing electromagnetic. Okay? So yeah, so given tayo ng 10 HP. Okay, nameplate. So again, kapag may nameplate, yan po yung output. Okay? So ibig sabihin yan yung ating rotor power output. So given tayo ng mechanical rotational losses, ito yung ating friction and windage, di ba? Mechanical eh. Ayan. So question is torque. Okay? So by formula, kung mababalikan natin, di ba, we have P o power develop is equals to 2 pi N. Okay, dapat yung N natin dito is the rotor. Okay, kasi sa rotor side yung develop power natin eh. Okay, kaya dito, kailangan maingat kayo kung rotor speed o synchronous speed. Okay, so NR multiplied by the torque develop all over 60. Sa ibang book, may makikita kayo kapag kukunin torque develop, direkta, yung 9.55. Okay, 9.55 multiplied by power develop over the speed. Okay, yung 9.55, ito din yon. Okay, yung 60 over 2 pi. Yun din yon. Kaya kung magsasaulo kayo, para saan? Itong nasa taas na lang. Pero kung sanay kayo na sauluhin lahat ng formula, wala namang problema. Ano lang naman, memory space ba? Okay, kasi same lang yon. Dinerive lang talaga. Okay? So, ayun. So, ito yung gagamitin natin ng formula para makompute si torque develop. So, first, kunin muna natin si power develop. Given na naman yung ating rotor speed eh. Okay, 1,120. Okay? So, kunin muna natin si power develop. Given yung output, tsaka yung friction and windage. So, ibig sabihin, pwede na natin directly makuha si power develop. Okay? So, yung ating output, so we have rotor power output plus yung ating friction and windage loss. Okay? So, rotor power output, so 10 HP. So, multiply natin ng 746. Okay? Para maging watts. Plus 500. So, power develop. So, 10 multiplied by 746. So, plus 500. Okay? 7,960 watts. Okay? So, yan. Directly na. May power develop na tayo. So, from this, so, mahal naman dito pwedeng gamitin. Pero agad sanay ako dito sa true value. Okay? So, torque develop is equals to 60 multiplied by power develop. So, 7,960 all over 2 pi multiplied by rotor speed 1,120. Okay? So, ayan. So, compute natin. So, 60 times 7,960 divided by 2 pi multiplied by 1,120. Okay, so sagot natin is 67.8682. 8682. So, anong ating unit? So, kapag torque, so we have Newton meter. Okay? Kasi ang ginamit naman natin is itong over 60, di ba? So, hindi na tayo gumamit ng 33,000. Kapag 33,000, again, put pound force. Pero yun, naka-HP. Okay? So, balikan nyo na lang yung nasa DC motor. Okay? Yan. So, next. So, a 3-phase 6-pole induction motor is rated 400 hertz, 150 volts, 10 HP, 3% slip at rated power output. Okay, so the windage and friction loss is 200 watts at rated speed with the motor operating at rated voltage, frequency, slip, and power output. Determine the output torque. So kapag output torque, kailangan natin is output power. Okay? So we have 10 HP, output na yon. Okay? So parang no need na tayo dito sa ano? Sa 200 watts kasi output lang naman siya. Ang kailangan na lang natin is the speed. Okay? So given yung slip and frequency ng motor. Okay? So kumpitin muna natin yung synchronous speed. Okay? So NS is equals to 120 F. So frequency natin given as taas 400. All over the number of pole. So 6. So 120 times 400 divided by 6. Yeah, so we have 8K RPM. Okay, so may NS na. So kailangan na lang natin sa NR. Okay, para makuha natin yung torque. Okay, so given yung slip. So NR, so by formula na na-derive natin kanina, so we have NS multiply by 1 minus S. So we have 8,000. So multiply by 1 minus 0.03. So 8K multiply by 1 minus 0.03. So we have 7760. Okay, RPM. So from this, punta na tayo sa formula para makuha si torque. Okay, so torque output. Okay, so we have, so yung ating power output multiply by 60 divided by 2 pi multiply by the rotor speed. Okay, so derive nyo lang yung formula yung kanina. Yung 2 pi NT over 60. Okay, so power output, so 10 HP. So multiply natin ng 746 para maging watts. Divided by 2 pi, multiply by the rotor speed. So we have 7760. So maging torque output natin will be equal to so 2 pi. So multiply by 7760. So we have point, parang baba, wait. 10. Tama naman. $8K NR. Aha. Wait. Ba't iba? Sir, nawala 16? Nawala 60? Ay, oh, sorry. Ayan, so 60. Diba, parang baba. So multiply by 60. Thank you. Times 60. Ayan, so we have 9.18. Okay? So we have 9.18 Newton meter. So ito yung magiging final answer natin. Okay? So, yun. So next. So the efficiency of a 440 volts three-phase induction motor is 90%. When the line current is 90 amperes per wire at the power factor of 85%, calculate the motor output. Okay, so given yung efficiency, okay, ang kailangan na lang natin is power input. Di ba ang power input natin is sa line o sa supply. So ibig sabihin kapag may current and voltage tayo, pwede natin makuha yung power input o yung ating stator power input. Okay? So by formula, yung stator power input natin, so lagay ko na directly. So 3-phase siya. So we have square root of 3 BL IL multiplied by the power factor, di ba? Ito yung power input natin kung sa circuits. Tama? So ayan. So given yung ating efficiency, So, pwede natin makompute yung kanyang output. Okay? So, ganyan lang kasimple yun. Okay? So, baka isipin natin iba. Pero dito kasi, in-apply lang yung parang sa circuits dito sa motor. Okay? So, actually, meron nga tayong problem nun sa circuits na application din ng induction motor di ba? So, yan. So, ito, para mas specific tayo, stator power input na. Pero sa circuits, ang nilalagay natin dyan is P-in. Di ba? So, ayan yan. Square root of 3 BL, so we have 440 volts multiplied by line current. Okay? 90 amperes per wire, so 90 amperes multiplied by the power factor of 0.85. Ayan. So square root of 3, so multiplied by 440, so times 90, so times 0.85. So 5830.83. 58,300. 0.830 ay 01 02. Ayan. Okay, so yan, power input. So from this, pwede natin makuha si motor output. So motor output natin is rotor power output. So we have stator power input divided by the efficiency. Ayan. So substitute lang, stator power input, so 58,300.8302. Okay, so divided by efficiency, which is 0.9. Okay. Divide lang natin ng 0.9. So, baligtad ako Baligtad. Dapat output muna, sorry. Baligtad. Times dapat. Para mas mataas yung output kaysa input. Yo. Multiply. Okay, so multiply by the efficiency. Ayan. So 58,300.8302 times 0.9. Ayan. Times 0.9. So 52,470. 52,470.7472 watts. So ito yung magiging rotor power output natin. Okay? Yun. So next. Yan. So madami-dami. Okay? So 3-phase induction motor having a synchronous speed of 1,200 RPM draw 70 kilowatts. Okay? So ano yung ating 70 kilowatts dyan? Okay? So from a 3-phase feeder. Okay? The copper loss and iron loss in the stator amount to 4 kilowatts. Friction and windage loss amount to 2 kilowatts. If the motor runs at 1,170 RPM, determine, ayan, so madaming tayong kukunin. Okay? Active power transmitted to the rotor. Okay, so anong itong sinasabi na active power transmitted to the rotor? Ito yung rotor power input. Okay? So next, so rotor copper loss, RCL. So ano pa? So mechanical power developed, RPD. So mechanical power delivered to the load. Okay, ito na yung power natin sa load. So ibig sabihin, ito yung ating rotor power output. Okay, kasi sa load Okay, ang load natin is yung shaft, di ba? So, ayan. So, next. So, ano pa? So, itong efficiency. Ayan. Yun lang naman yun. So, try natin. So, para mas mabilis, kunin muna natin yung sleep, di ba? Kasi yung sleep magagamit natin doon sa shortcut, di ba? So, 1,170, synchronous speed is 1,2. So, kunin natin si S. So, 1,2 minus 1,170 divided by 1,2. So, 1,2 minus 170 divide 1, 2. So 0.025. Okay? So yan. So first, kunin natin si RPI. So given naman yung ating input, okay, na 70, yan po yung ating stator power input. Okay? So draw 70 kilowatts from a 3-phase feeder. Okay? 3-phase feeder, alam naman natin supply yon. Okay? So from that, we can calculate for RPI. So we have stator power input minus yung stator copper loss plus stator iron loss. Ayan. So we have 70 minus, so ilan yung copper and iron loss, 4 kilowatts. Okay, so we have 66 kilowatts, okay? RPI. Okay, okay na sa A. B. So we have RCL. So yan, so di ba, kinuha na natin S. Mas mabilis na yan. So RCL equals to S. So 0.025. So multiply by RPI. Okay, so 66. So times 66. So we have 1.65. Okay, kilowatts. Okay, so next, mechanical power develop. Okay? So by formula again, pwede naman natin itong i-minus na di ba? So rotor power develop is equals to rotor power input 66 minus copper loss, so 1.65. So we have 64.35, di ba? Kilowatts. Okay, then mechanical power delivered to the load. So yung ating rotor power output. So rotor power output natin, so given yung ating rotor power develop, given din yung mechanical loss. So 64.35 minus 2. Okay? So we have 62.35 ito kilowatts. Okay? So meron na tayong rotor power output. Then last, efficiency. So efficiency is 62.35 output divided by the input. So we have 70. So times 100%. So 62.35 divided by 70. Okay? So times 100. So 89.07. 714%. So ito yung magiging final answer natin. Okay? So next. So ayan. So last problem. So a 10 HP 4-pole 25 Hertz 3-phase induction motor is taking 9,100 watts from the line. So itong 9,100 from the line, so ibig sabihin, ito yung ating stator power input. Okay? Core losses, so 290, copper loss. So ito yung ating SIL. Copper loss of stator, so 568. Rotor copper loss, 445 RCL. Okay, friction and windage, 121 watts. Determine the output torque in Newton meters. So tatandaan nyo guys, di ba, may 10 HP tayo, tsaka meron tayong input. Okay? Ang ginagawa dito is lagi magsisimula tayo sa input. Okay? Kasi given yung power input natin stator power input. Pero kung di given siya, dito tayo magsisimula sa 10 HP. Okay? Kasi minsan may mga hidden loss pa yan. Okay? Kaya kapag giniven yung input power natin, dyan tayo magsisimula ng pagmaminus ng mga losses. Okay? So tatanda na kasi dito, di ba, ang pinapakuha is the output torque. Actually, dapat ito na yun Yan na yung TO natin. Yun yung power output natin So, kung ito na yung ating power output, so ibig sabihin, in terms of watts, 7,460 to, di ba? Yan lang yon. Pero giniben kasi yung stator power input. So, tatry natin isolve. For sure, magkakaiba siya dito. Again, kapag hindi lang given yung stator power input, ito yung gagamitin. Pero kapag given, isosolve nyo yung power output. Okay? So, yan. So, output torque kasi pinapakuha. So, kailangan natin ng power. Tawag doon? Power output. Okay? Kasi torque yung pinapakuha sa atin eh. So, ayan. So, kunin natin yung power output sa shop. Okay? So, power output o rotor power output. Ayan. So, we have stator power input minus lahat ng loss. So, stator copper loss, tsaka yung stator iron loss, di ba? Minus rotor copper loss. Minus yung friction and windage loss. So, given naman lahat. Okay, wala namang problema yan. Okay, so we have 9,100. 9,100 minus copper saka iron loss. So, 290. Tsaka 568. Rotor copper loss, 445. Friction and windage loss, 121. Okay? So, 91. So, minus 290. Minus 568. Minus 445. Minus 121. Ay. Yeah, so we have 7,676. Okay? So, ayan. Yan yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Okay? So, yung rotor power output natin is ito. Mapapansin natin, yung 10 HP is 7,460 lang. Di ba? So, may difference. Okay? Kaya kapag given yung power input, kukumpitin natin mano-mano yung output. Okay? So, yan. So, okay na sa power output, yung ating speed na lang. Rotor speed. Okay? So, per poles, 25 Hertz. So, sleep. So, wala pang sleep. So, sige. Kunin muna natin si sleep. So, given yung ating RCL, kunin natin si rotor power input. Okay? Kasi yung S natin, di ba? So, rotor copper loss divided by rotor power input based sa ating derivation formula. So, RCL given na, yung 445. Ang wala na lang is RPI. But RPI, again, is equals to stator power input minus stator copper loss, tsaka yung iron loss. Okay, ayan. So, diretso na natin para makumpit si S. So, rotor copper loss of 445 divided by stator power input. So, 9,100 minus yung copper loss sa stator, 290. Ay, yun pala yung core loss. Then, yung copper loss, 568. Ayan. So, we have 445 divided by, so, 91 minus 290 minus 568. So, we have 0.539, 0.053. Okay, so yung sleep. So, to calculate for the value of speed, okay, sa rotor, so we have NS multiplied by 1 minus S. Diretso na natin. NS is 120F over P multiplied by 1 minus S. So, we have 120 times the frequency. So, 25. Okay, all over number of pole, 4. So, multiply by 1 minus the sleep, 0.05399. Okay? So, yan. Makukumpit na natin C and R. So, 120 times 25 all over 4. So, multiply by 1 minus S. Ayan. So, 709.5062. 0.5062 RPM. Okay? So, after nyan, pwede na tayo diretso sa pagkuha ng torque. Okay? Torque output. So, we have 60 multiplied by the power output. Okay, over 2 pi multiplied by the rotor speed. So, 60 power output. O yung rotor power output natin. So, 7676 all over 2 pi multiplied by the rotor speed. So we have 709.5062. Ayan. Okay? Kaya magiging torque output natin is 103.3119. 0.3119. Okay, so ito in terms of Newton meter. Okay? So yan yung magiging final answer natin. Okay? Question.